Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. It is a brand new season, and with that I wanted to try out some new fun stuff. This was sent to me by a fan called Rob, so thank you to Rob for sending me this team. Of course, if you want to try it out yourself, it is a rental team, and I'll link Rob's Twitter in the description below as well. And I wanted to feature it because it has a lot of cool Pokemon, including Alolan Ninetales and Decidueye. I also am trying to build some brand new teams myself personally. I know a bunch of people wanted to see Pokemon like Stonejourner and Ice-Q and G-Max Toxtricity. So those are a couple of Pokemon that I'm trying to build my future teams around. So thank you guys for being patient as always, and I hope you guys enjoy Road to Ranked. This team is really cool. It has Weakness Policy Incineroar, Assault Vest Decidueye, and a really offensive Ninetales. So yeah, it's a brand new ranked season, so excited to just climb back into it and hopefully get to Master Ball tier pretty quickly. And my question of the day is, I want to know how you guys ended up finishing the past ranked season. I think for me personally, I finished 337th or something like that. I just checked right before recording this video, so definitely gonna be higher. I think I really in this season would like to maybe try to make like a climb on like the last couple of days. And maybe live stream it while I do it, because I think that'd be pretty fun, although very stressful as well. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, let me know in the comments below, and let me know how you ended up finishing this past ranked season. And as always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please show your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. Also, just wanted to say thank you guys as always for watching these videos and for all the support. I'm actually upgrading some of my equipment pretty soon. I'm getting a green screen as well as a couple of lights to improve the whole setup, so I'm excited about that. And I've been mentioning this a bunch, but I'm streaming a lot on Twitch, so hopefully catch you guys at one of the future streams over at twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. Alright, so first day with this team, and I want to bring Decidueye, but it does have a pretty bad matchup against the Braviary. That being said, outside of Braviary, we actually don't do too poorly. Dracozold's pretty solid here as well. Like, I think Ninetales is a must lead here because we outspeed the Braviary. I mean, we outspeed the opposing team completely, but can also threaten the Dracovish with a Freeze Dry immediately, which I think is pretty good. I don't want to lead Incineroar. I mean, honestly, like, Dracozold and Ninetales could work here. This is Gastrodon with Max Ooze, and honestly, looking at it, offensive Gastrodon is pretty good here, especially because the one thing that really threatens it is the Appleton, but we have the Ninetales for the Appleton. But I think Dracozold could be pretty interesting as well, and I haven't played with Dracozold since, I think, Sajin's team, so I kind of want to give it a try. I'm going to bring Decidueye and Incineroar. I think, you know, my opponent could go the Trick Room route. I guess the problem with going with these four is that my Mudsdale matchup might be a little bit more shaky because I'm not bringing Gastrodon, but it's not the end of the world because we have Intimidate from the Incineroar plus Decidueye can Dynamax in front of the Mudsdale, so yeah. Decidueye is interesting. This is an Assault Vest set, so it's pretty bulky, but obviously my opponent has a lot of physical attackers, so it doesn't thrive as well, but still wanted to bring it, give it a shot, and let's see. It's going to be Arcanine and Dusclops coming out immediately, so you do get the Intimidate, and Ninetales is kind of in a pickle here, so not the best position. Like, if Gastrodon were out here, that probably would have been a little bit better, but it's not the end of the world for us either. This Arcanine will be kind of annoying to deal with, though, I will say. Especially because of the Intimidate. So my opponent's going to frisk my items. These items aren't really surprising by any means, but let's see. So I've got Decidueye and Incineroar in the back, and honestly, like, Incineroar could come in here and put in some work. Yeah, I mean, Ninetales really isn't doing much damage, so I don't mind switching out here. The question is who I want to max in this game. Because honestly, I mean, I could just turn one max Dracozold, but there might be a Will-O-Wisp. Oh, I definitely don't want to run. There might be a Will-O-Wisp going into that slot. I think one play that's relatively safe is switching in Incineroar and actually protecting Dracozold, just to scout out for what my opponent wants to do turn one. I don't need a committed Dynamax this early on. And ideally, Dracozold can sweep through my opponent's team after we whittle away to everything. So I think, you know, very often players are tempted to Dynamax immediately. And actually, speaking about Dynamax, I wrote an article for the official Pokemon website on Dynamax and, you know, all the mechanics behind it and some cool things you can do with it. So if that's something that you guys are interested in reading, check out the link in the description below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could read it, even give me any feedback, because this is my first time I had the opportunity to write for the official Pokemon website. And, you know, the more people that read it, the better, because hopefully I get to write, you know, more articles like that in the future. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. We actually saw the Will-O-Wisp from the Dusclops, and Arcanine opted for Protect, so I'm glad I protected there, just to scout out for potential Will-O-Wisp from other Pokemon. So here's one thing that could be super interesting. We could actually Dynamax Incineroar. Right now I'm just thinking about it. And actually activate our own weakness policy with high horsepower. That's pretty risky though if we miss, right? Nah, it's probably not that great. The alternative is to just max... I feel like Arcanine protecting there makes me think it doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, which would be kind of surprising. But max Incineroar does not seem bad. That being said, I think regular Incineroar is also fine right now. I honestly really want to go for the... This is a little risky, but if it pays... if it works out, like, it would be super sick. It's 80% chance to hit this high horsepower. And then I'm trying to snipe down the Arcanine just because that threatens the Decidueye and the Ninetales in the back. So I'm going to go for the self-high horsepower target. I'm intimidated. Of course, Dracozolt has Hustle. Actually, it's going to be, sorry, lower than 80% because high horsepower is not 100% accurate. So let's see. If we connect this, that would be super sick. It's actually just Flamethrower coming out, which makes me think there's no Will-O-Wisp on the Arcanine. Interesting. So it's not going to do too much damage. It's actually going to burn us, so that's even better for us if we hit this high horsepower, but unfortunately we are going to miss. Oh, sorry! No, we do hit. I just wasn't used to... Because normally you see the animation, but right, if you self-target, obviously no animation comes out. So we actually get the Weakness Policy Incineroar off, which is pretty sick. And that burn actually helps us more than it hurts us. So +2 Incineroar are going to launch off in Max Darkness here, and that should just cleanly knock out the Arcanine as it does. Nice. Now, one thing I do have to watch out for is the potential Dracovish in the back. And it might have been a little preemptive to just Dynamax my Incineroar there. Because if there is Dracovish in the back, I obviously can't do very much damage to it, and you're just going to go for Vicious Rend into Incineroar. So what I would probably have to do is protect my Incineroar and then switch out the Dracozolt into the Alolan Ninetales. So let's see if Dracozolt comes out. With no speed control right now, that's definitely... Or sorry, if Dracovish comes out. With no speed control right now, that definitely is the biggest threat to us, I think. It is going to be Mudsdale, though. Okay. Well, we're at +2, but obviously this Mudsdale is still a threat. That being said, I could pretty easily go for a Max Darkness onto the Dusclops just for a KO. And in the back, I think conserving Focus Sash could be pretty good. I mean, Dracozolt's really doing like negative damage at this point, so I would like to switch out. And I think you probably target Incineroar down anyway. So I think I'm just going to Max Darkness and switch Dracozolt out into Decidueye. I think it's very unlikely you target the Dracozolt slot. And even if you do, I'll get the Max Darkness special defense drop onto the Mudsdale. Which means Blizzard obviously does more damage. Shiny Decidueye is beautiful, by the way. That's super cool. Okay, so Mudsdale Dynamaxes. Yeah, I figured maybe my opponent didn't bring Dracovish, but it still was kind of risky to Dynamax my Incineroar because even now, like, I'll KO Dusclops. Although my opponent could actually go for an Ally Switch, which could be tough. But then we do get the special defense drop, and even if Incineroar goes down, at this point, actually, I'm pretty happy about what I was able to accomplish. I kind of had to Dynamax. I didn't want to take way too much damage from high horsepowering, especially if I didn't get burnt, but no Ally Switch, so I think this should just KO the Dusclops. Okay, nice. And if Incineroar somehow survives like a high horsepower, for some reason the Mudsdale didn't target that slot, that would be even better for us. But right now, I don't even mind if Incineroar goes down. It is just going to be max quick. Okay, so that's going to negate the boost, basically, or the drop that I got. It's going to go into the Incineroar, and we actually survive, which is great. So Dynamax Incineroar actually coming out and putting in a lot of work for us in this game. So, yeah, I don't think you self-high horsepower very often with this team, but I found one small position to actually do so, so I was like, okay, why not? So Mudsdale obviously going to be the slowest Pokemon here on the field, which is totally fine. It's probably Assault Vest, you know, most Mudsdales are. That's not Dracovish coming out. Ooh, it's Appleton. Okay. Very interesting. Well, with the Appleton coming out, would I rather max Flare or max Darkness? Probably max Darkness here still. Yeah, because I'm going to change the weather back anyway with Ninetales. So I think the best play is just to max Darkness. And it could be Thick Fat Appleton. Yeah, I'd rather just KO the Appleton and then just like force a 1v1 against this Mudsdale. No Protect, which is great too. So Decidueye comes out, gets a Brave Bird off. Let's see how much damage this does. It's a lot of damage. Nice. Weakness Policy? Whoa. Okay. I think Incineroar outspeeds though, right? Okay, thank goodness. That would have been bad if it outsped us, but Appleton's really slow. So our Incineroar actually picked up 3 KOs for us in this game. I wanted to double up onto the Appleton there just because I don't want to give Mudsdale stamina boost quite yet until Dynamax is over. It's actually going to max Knuckle. Okay. So it's at -1 Spadef now, and that's going to target down Incineroar, which is fine by me. I guess what's tricky is that if I bring out Alolan Ninetales, you could max Rock Falls. So I think the correct play is to bring out the Dracozolt. Oh, we can't protect Decidueye though, right? Okay. Yeah, the main thing is that just like 2 Blizzards should do a lot of damage to this thing. So I'm going to bring out Dracozolt. And I actually don't want to do damage to the Mudsdale with Dracozolt. Because I don't want to activate a... I don't want to activate Stamina here. I can't protect with Decidueye. You probably target Decidueye down. But I'd rather let Decidueye attack first. I'm fairly confident 2 Blizzards plus a Leaf Blade plus hail damage should KO this thing. So I'm just going to Leaf Blade. And I'm actually, yeah, going to just launch a Bolt Beak into the Mudsdale because I don't want to give it a boost. Okay, so we'll get Leaf Blade off. This shouldn't do that much. Oh, wow, that actually did a lot more than I expected. That definitely should be game then, I think. Especially if Max Steel Spike is coming out. I'm not even sure that KOs us. Let's see. Actually, with the attack boost, it does, yeah. But that's fine. So the main reason I brought out the Dracozolt there was because I want to stall out the Dynamax. Most Mudsdales are Assault Vested, and one thing I was worried about was Assault Vest Mudsdale with Max Rockfall, which, you know, it normally has Max Rockfall. So if I bring out the Ninetales, and if I just go for a Blizzard, it doesn't do that much damage, and then you go for the Rockfall into us. Although, interestingly enough, it's not Stamina on the Mudsdale, but now I don't think there's any way for the Mudsdale to actually beat the Ninetales. Especially because we conserved the Focus Sash. So, yeah. A lot of cool things coming out in this game. We didn't Dynamax Dracozolt. We actually used it to activate our own Weakness Policy. That play was, like, a little bit risky, because if we don't hit, then we obviously do a lot less damage and we don't KO the Arcanine, but I didn't feel like I was in a lot of offensive, or I wasn't in, like, a position where my opponent was really threatening me that much offensively, so, yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Double Blizzard here should just KO onto the Mudsdale. And yeah, Decidueye gets 2 attacks off in this game. Dynamax Incineroar immediately comes out, puts in a lot of work with that Weakness Policy. So, yeah, that's one of the things with Dynamax and with attacking yourself. Sometimes you can find like clever positions to do so, and it just so happened that we found one in this game. That being said, once again, it wasn't like the safest plan. I think my opponent actually completely outled me, so looking back, I would try to maybe think about how I would beat the Arcanine Dusclops lead, and maybe it starts with just leading Incineroar, actually. So, single target Blizzard from the Ninetales here is actually just going to KO the Mudsdale, so perfect. We get a crit there, but yeah, at this point there was no way my opponent could really win since I had the Focus Sash on the Ninetales anyway. And even if Mudsdale maybe gets double kick, if that Max Knuckle is coming from a double kick and you KO the Ninetales, then maybe I'd have to hit one of 2 Dragon Claws from the Dracozolt. But yeah, I don't know what the role is against AB Mudsdale with single target Blizzard. Plus, you know, hail damage was ticking down, and there was that special defense drop from the Max Darkness as well. So nice. Pick up a win with our first game with this team, and a bunch of cool things coming out immediately. I think Decidueye is a Pokemon that often likes the Dynamax, but in this game I was a little bit uncomfortable with that, especially because it didn't do that much damage, and there was the threat of, I mean, so many things, right? Namely, the Braviary, which in the end actually didn't end up coming out. A lot of blue Pokemon on my opponent's team here. Okay. Interesting. So, there's obviously a ton of water types, which means maybe Gastrodon can thrive. Especially because we've got Max Ooze. Huh. This is super interesting. The Decidueye could be good, but it has to worry about Dynamax Gyarados just going for Max Airstreams. Otherwise, I mean, Decidueye's damage output isn't that bad, honestly. I kind of want to bring it, because my goal with this team was just to Dynamax it immediately. I think regular Gastrodon could work here as well, because it can redirect water-type attacks away. Lapras is actually what I'm kind of scared of, I think. We could go the Trick Room route. I think that would probably be the easier way to win this game. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Incineroar is really that great here. I like leading Ninetales just because I pressure with Blizzard. Or even Freeze Dry. Like, I'm thinking Ninetales Decidueye. And in the back, does my opponent really go with... I mean, I guess Gastrodon is still pretty good here because it beats Duraludon and Wall Dracovish pretty hard. So, I guess Gastrodon. And I could go Incineroar. Incineroar would help out for Intimidate against the Arcanines, or sorry, against the Gyarados. But I think Dracozoet's offense is too good to pass down here, especially given that we're going up against so many Pokemon that are weak against it. We could even Dynamax the Dracozoet, of course, as well. But right now I'm playing as flexible as I can with this team, just trying to learn the intricacies of it. And I think, once again, the Trick Room route could have been you know, a direction to go down. Like, we set up Trick Room, Gastrodon maxes, especially because as Max Ooze, get a couple special attack boosts and just sweep through. This can be Meowstic to Alolan. Okay. So, this isn't bad. I mean, we've got AV Decidueye here. The thing about Meowstic you always have to worry about, obviously, is... there are a bunch of things, but Fake Out, namely. So, it's likely you probably just go for what? Like a Steel Spike? Now, it's very easy to protect Ninetales turn 1, but what I'm worried about is Fake Out Max Steel Spike and then turn 2 Thunder Wave into Ninetales as well. I could switch into Gastrodon. But Gastrodon's honestly not a bad Pokemon in Max here either. I think I'll still lean towards Protect turn 1 on Ninetales. And I really want to max Decidueye. Honestly, maxing Decidueye and just Phantasming Meowstic doesn't seem too bad. Because regular Gastrodon's not bad for us once we stall out Dynamax in this game. We're going to Dynamax first, so I wonder if... I guess one thing I didn't think about was Fake Tears, just max Wormwind, double up into Decidueye. Or even max Darkness if you're Assault Vest and you have that. So the question right now is, how much does my opponent respect Decidueye as a threat? Decidueye did Dynamax first though, so it's either really slow Duraludon or it's not Dynamaxing. And the answer is going to be it's not Dynamaxing. Okay, that's actually pretty smart, I think, on my opponent's end. There's Fake Out though. Okay, that's really good to see. Okay. She's going to Flash Cannon us, but yeah, look how little damage that does with Assault Vest. Beautiful. So Decidueye gets the Max Phantasm off. That should KO Meowstic with Hail if it's Focus Sash, but it's not Sashed. Beautiful. And that's also really nice because we get a defense drop and we keep our Focus Sash intact with Ninetales. So Ninetales threatens my opponent's team a fair amount with Blizzard and even Freeze Dry against things like the Freeze Dry against things like Gastrodon. Not Gastrodon, sorry, Dracovish. I actually really need Freeze Dry for Dracovish, but yeah, Assault Vest, Decidueye, you can see how little damage you can take, and we get a defense drop there, which is quite nice as well. Even if you max Steel Spike, obviously, we just, that brings you back to neutral, so. Yeah, I really wanted to Dynamax Decidueye. I felt like Gastrodon could probably be a better Pokemon overall to Dynamax, especially because Gyarados has actually come out for my opponent here. It's not Intimidate, as you can see, so it's most definitely going to be, like, Moxie Max Airstream, which is slightly problematic, actually. Don't know if a Max Airstream KOs Decidueye. Could be Assault Vested too. I'm leaning towards Blizzard. I actually probably should have Max Airstream with Decidueye specifically to get the jump on the Gyarados in the back. Yeah. I'm gonna Blizzard and Phantasm. Honestly, Airstreaming might not be bad here just to keep up the pace. But my opponent should know I'm AV, and given that it's Moxie Dose, okay, that's good. Into Dracovish. Yeah, I mean, we definitely get a Blizzard off here, which is good to begin with. And if Gyarados doesn't KO us here with the Max Airstream, I think we just win the game. That being said, I think it probably does KO us, so still looking a little tough. As you can see, though, my opponent does not have any Ice Resist, so obviously Ninetales in a pretty good spot. Yeah, I mean, also the other cool thing is that the Gastrodon will obviously be able to wall the Dracovish pretty hard, but then you probably resort to using, like, Crunch. If this is Life Orb Max Airstream, which I think it probably is, the Decidueye might still go down, which is not great. But we'll get a Blizzard off there. It does a fair amount of damage. No freeze, unfortunately. And it goes for Max Geyser. Okay. I think that just wins us the game, quite frankly. Maybe predicting or not realizing that Decidueye had the Assault Vest, so just trying to change the weather. But this means now that we outspeed with the Decidueye this next turn, which is beautiful. So we'll get a Max Airstream off. It's quite a bulky Gyarados, but all things considered, I think I'll take that. Yeah. Getting the speed boost there is huge because that means we outspeed the Dracovish now. I mean, Gyarados could Max Guard here. I don't even think Dracovish can KO us. Like, I'm leaning towards... And it wasn't Life Orb either, which is interesting. So it makes me think it's Assault Vested. Like, I want to just Freeze Dry and Max Phantasm the Gyarados. And I think that's fine because Decidueye outspeeds everything now. Yeah, okay, nope, max guard. Nice. Freeze dry. Just picks up the KO. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I'm really surprised the Gyarados didn't max Airstream there. I thought that made a lot of sense, but once again, my opponent might not have realized that I was Assault Vest on this Decidueye, and so they were, you know, fearing the item. We're going to see Vicious Random come out, so confirms that the Drake Vicious Choice Scarf, but that's really good news for us because we have Gastron in the back, so at this point, Gastron should just win the game. Phantasm might also just KO Drake Vicious right here. Let's go! Decidueye putting in work today. Nice. Beautiful. So, I think we were spared a little bit in this game because, I don't know, like, my opponent didn't go for the max airstream. I don't know what the damage calc on that is. I think with Life Orb it definitely KOs. I want to say without Life Orb maybe we can survive, but I, once again, don't know my Decidueye damage calc super well, so it's not something I'll look into after this game. But, yeah, having the max airstream was really nice there so that we can ensure that Ninetales would outspeed the following turn, so... Once again, that's why speed control is super important. And once again, if you'd like to learn more about Dynamax, check out my article on Pokemon.com about Dynamax. It's an article that's geared more towards beginners, I'd say. So, I mean, a lot of you guys that watch my content obviously are pretty in-depth or know a lot about VGC. You obviously see me play a lot of games, but I think still definitely could provide some valuable insight. Bright Powder, wow, Meowstic, okay. Eject Bud and Grimmsnarl without Trick. Scarf Dracovish, obviously. Weakness Policy Lapras with Rust. That's really interesting. Okay, Duraludon was actually AV. It's Lundos with 4 attacks. It did have Max Flying. Super interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, obviously we're back in Great Ball tier, so going up against a lot of potentially crazy teams, but I think Decidueye was able to actually do a lot in that game. I will say that also highlights maybe one of the weaknesses of Decidueye. If you're running Assault Vest, obviously you can't run Max Guard, and you know, Flying type is still pretty common. Togekiss is obviously the most common Flying type Pokemon, but offensive Gyarados is actually really scary, especially because it's on the physical spectrum, so our Assault Vest doesn't really do us much good. But we're going up against a Colossal Dragapult team for the 3rd match today, so... You know, with these teams, you always know what's coming. It's going to be Dragapult with Colossal. You're just going to go for Surf into the Steam Engine. So I think the correct approach in this game is probably Dusclops Gastrodon, which, you know, is pretty good because we haven't gotten to feature those quite yet today. So I'm down for that. And I think I actually like leading Ninetales here. I think it's relatively unlikely you lead Tyranitar. And if you do go with Dragapult Colossal, I guess Surf and Max Rock just KOs us, right? But then it ensures that we get Trick Room up, so maybe that's fine. Yeah, I'm thinking Dusclops, Ninetales, Gastrodon. Like, the goal is to just get Trick Room up in this game. And Incineroar is probably the best last one. You know, Decidueye could actually put in a lot of work under Trick Room, though. Dynamax Incineroar could also put in a lot of work. Phantasm, Steel Spike. It's just still pretty weak. Like, I probably want to Dynamax the Gastrodon. If I'm Dynamaxing Gastrodon, I want to support it as well as possible. And I think the best thing to put next to the Dynamax Gastrodon is probably Incineroar. Alright, let's give it a go. I think, once again, because my opponent's team is very much on the physical spectrum, plus the Colossal, even if it is on the special spectrum, will most likely be outpacing us. And I don't think Dynamax Decidueye beats Dynamax Colossal even under Trick Room. So I think we just have to play towards Gastrodon in this game. So I'm expecting the Dragapult and... Ooh, wow, my opponent actually led with Tyranitar Colossal. Oh, I wonder if it's Surf Tyranitar then. Okay, I was not anticipating that. It is Scarf Surf. Very interesting. So we actually win the Weather War here, but it's not necessarily great. That being said, I mean, you probably just go for Surf, so yeah, we can actually Frisk here too, which is cool. But obviously the Choice Scarf was confirmed already, so I think I'm just going to switch out in a Gastrodon on Trick Room turn 1, honestly. Now, what I'm worried about, I don't even think Crunch plus, like, G-Max Vocalith KOs the Dusclops. And I think if you go for the Surf here, Dusclops should definitely survive the Vocalith, and then we just sweep with Gastrodon, I think. Especially if Surf comes out. There's Dynamax from the Colossal, yep. Yeah, I was expecting Dragapult, and so I figured, okay, if I lead Ninetales, then you either have to target down the Ninetales, or I get a huge Blizzard off. And I'm also pressuring with Trick Room. Tyranitar here effectively does the same thing. Good to confirm that it's Choice Scarf, though, especially because now that Dynamax is committed, we know we can freely target into that slot for free damage if /when Trick Room gets set up. There's Surf. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, this puts Gastrodon in a phenomenal position. I really don't think you can knock out the Dusclops here unless something goes terribly wrong. And if Trick Room goes up here, I feel very confident in this match. Surf did 11 damage to Dusclops. There's Weakness Policy, there's Steam Engine, so all we need to do is survive this. I think we do if we don't get crit, and I think then Gastrodon can really sweep. Oh, it's... I totally didn't realize it's not even oh, that did nothing. Yeah, it's not even G-Max Colossal, which could actually benefit my opponent in this position. That did really little damage, honestly. I still have no idea whether it's physical or special. But obviously, that's quite a good turn for us. Yeah, I mean, we're at +1, right? There's really not much stopping me from Dynamaxing, Max Geysering, and Nightshading. And honestly might just KO. Now, Colossal could obviously switch out. Or sorry, I think Tyranitar 100% has to switch out here, right? And if you were to switch out, you probably go out into Rotom. So I could make a read here. I could say, okay, your Colossal pretty much has to protect here. So I'm going to double up. But I don't think anything on my opponent's team really threatens Gastrodon at all. I think Gastrodon beats this whole team. So I think that's fine to play it safe. And Max Geyser and Nightshade. I guess the question is, does this double up KO Colossal? I don't know. So Tyranitar switches out, you obviously have to. I'm expecting maybe Arcanine, maybe Rotom. Oh, it's actually Dragapult. Okay. Let's see if Colossal Max Guards here. Because what I wanted to do was read the Max Guard from Colossal, Nightshade, and Max Ooze from Gastrodon, which gets me to +2 special attack, and then Gastrodon should just sweep after that. But if we can knock out the Colossal here, get rid of my opponent's Dynamax, while, you know, then we have the huge Dynamax advantage. Even if Colossal protects here, though, it's not the end of the world, because once again, we do have Dynamax for an extra turn, and more importantly, Trick Room is set up. And there is no Max Guard. Okay, I don't know if Nightshade and Max Geyser KOs this, so we're about to find out. This is +1 special attack, but obviously the Sandstorm is up. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, Colossal hurts, but you need to deny Trick Room. And these strategies are relatively one-dimensional, especially because even at +2, like, Colossal doesn't do that much damage against really, really bulky Pokemon. So, in this case, I didn't feel it in much threat. Dragapult could have been scarier. Alright, well, if anything, that gives us time for a 4th match today, so why not? But yeah, I mean, like, my opponent literally had nothing for that Gastrodon team preview. I don't know how they beat Gastrodon with that team. So, as soon as we get Trick Room up, especially after the turn 1 Surf, I was like, okay, I feel pretty good about this. So, I think that win probably propels us to Ultra Ball tier, but obviously hasn't been counted because of the DC. But you guys get 4 games today, since that 3rd game doesn't really count. You love to see the rage quits, though. Okay, so we're going up against a relatively hard Trick Room team here. Which might mean we have to Dynamax Gastrodon. This is actually really interesting. Because I think Dynamax Incineroar is actually pretty solid here. Like, what we could do is, if Trick Room goes up, just bulldoze ourselves. I mean, Dracozolt also packs a punch here. I also want to bring Decidueye, because it's Decidueye. I mean, honestly, regular Decidueye isn't bad here, the more I look at it, right? Like, we've got Spirit Shackle, which does super effective damage. Brave Bird and Leaf Blade does solid damage here as well. I don't think we bring the Ninetales, so I'm thinking we go Decidueye, Incineroar, Gastro, and Dusclops. Because our Gastrodon looks really good, and I think we could Dynamax any of Decidueye, Incineroar, or Gastrodon in this matchup. So, yeah, let's see. But, like, it's our first day with this team, and, like, if it has Decidueye, how can we not bring Decidueye, right? So, let's get it. But, yeah, with Decidueye, like, in regular form, we still do some pretty good damage. I mean, obviously we can't Phantasm things, or Ghost-type attack into NDD, or, the Oranguru, which actually my opponent leads with. But this actually isn't too bad for us, especially because we are Assault Vested. This is really interesting, because I actually kind of want to Dynamax the Incineroar. I wonder if Chandelure Dynamaxes. What I could do, if I wanted to just deny Trick Room, is double up on Oranguru with... I could even max Decidueye. If I were to max Decidueye, then I would probably go for max Airstream. Because then we outspeed Chandelure. And there's only 2 Trick Room users in Oranguru and Chandelure. Okay, you know what? This probably isn't the smartest move. You know, I should still play smart. Alright, I'm gonna Leaf Blade, and I'm actually gonna max the Incineroar and max Darkness. So let's see if Chandelure Dynamaxes. Okay, no Dynamax. Yeah, I think that's just fine. We honestly didn't even need a Dynamax Incineroar, and part of me is thinking maybe a Leaf Blade plus Max Darkness just KOs anyway. But, or sorry, Darkest Lariat KOs. But I'm also down to Dynamax Incineroar because if my opponent sets up Trick Room, I get the free switch into Dusclops, and I can just go for my Bulldoze stuff, which is kind of neat. Oh, Brutal Swing. Okay. I gotta say, I did not Weakness Policy Chandelure. What? Whoa. Okay, well, I guess it's good we didn't die. I mean, that's risky because we could have targeted Chandelure. We also saw the Choice Scarf. The thing is that Incineroar wall Chandelure is super hard. So, honestly, I don't mind that too much. Man, all these Brutal Swing combinations we're going up against nowadays, though. Well, that's interesting. I guess you could bring out Indeedee, or even Conkeldurr, actually. And this might be pretty bad for us. Wanna maybe bring out Dusclops because I have Ally Switch and it pressures with it pressures me actually setting up Trick Room. Yeah, there's Conkeldurr. Okay. Flame Orb, Scarf. So you probably Dynamax Phantasm. I think this is where Ally Switch is actually perfect for us. We can just Ally Switch and go for a Darkness onto Chandelure. That being said, I don't know if Max Darkness KOs Chandelure. I don't think it does. But if my opponent does just go for the obvious play, which is Phantasm into the Dusclops and Drain Punch or Fighting type attack into Incineroar, then you do almost no damage with Ally Switch. Then we get a lot of damage off against Chandelure. But I didn't see the Brutal Swing coming whatsoever. That is very much, I'd say, a best of one strategy. But a good play. And maybe I should have actually been comfortable with Trick Room getting set up in this game and just targeted Chandelure, which is more often. And it's actually Conkeldurr Dynamaxing, okay. But if it's Max Knuckling into us, that's fine. If it's Max Knuckling into the Incineroar, which I think it should. Be very surprised if it didn't. That being said, I actually think our Conkeldurr matchup is pretty bad. Dusclops matches decently against it, but Conkeldurr can go for several Max Knuckles. So it's going to get the Heat Wave. Oh my, that does a lot to Dusclops. Alright, we are faster though than Conkeldurr, which is good. And special defense drops are also good, right? Because we've got Gastrodon in the back. So every single special attack drop adds up, especially for late game like Earth Powers. Unfortunately, we don't have recover on Gastrodon. Otherwise, I feel pretty confident, I think, right now. And Max Lightning into Dusclops. Oh, wow. Well, that doesn't KO us. Nice play, though, I guess, reading into, and a crit, reading into a potential Ally Switch there. So I could have gotten more mileage off Nightshading, I guess, but I don't really regret that play too much. And it's Flame Orb. Okay, the fact it's Flame Orb is really good. Because I denied my opponent a turn of Max Knuckle as well. I still have a turn of Dynamax, and if Torkoal comes out, the Sun will get set up for us. And it is actually Torkoal, as I thought it might be. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So the Ally Switch, again, is pretty obvious here. It is pretty obvious. I don't even know if I feel like Max Knuckle probably KOs, right? I kind of need damage here. Especially for Torkoal. Because we need a KO Torkoal, so I want to Max Darkness. The question is what I do with Dusclops here. I could Ally Switch. I could even Bulldoze, which is interesting. I don't think I'm going to Ally Switch again. I think my opponent might also try to play safe because I revealed Ally Switch. Oh, and Conkeldurr Max Guards. I think that'll probably just be game for us then. Dynamax Incineroar. Okay, not bad. And the main reason to go for Max Darkness there into Torkoal is because we know can Solar Beam the Gastrodon, so I just want to KO that before anything else. Nice. We get a lot of damage here with Nightshade and Max Darkness, which is good. And it's probably Heat Waving. He's actually Earth Powering. Okay, into Dusclops, yeah. So, Hilariously enough, if we ally switch, that actually would have activated our weakness policy, but I'll take that turn. Okay. Gastrodon, presume. And now my opponent's at -2 special defense on both, which is obviously pretty good. I think Gastrodon should just KO. This is still kind of scary, I guess. I mean, you max Knuckle here, I think, with the Conkeldurr, and I don't have Recover. Earth Power should just knock that. I think it might be best to just Flare Blitz for damage here. And Earth Power, the... we do have Rindo Berry. Because what you could do here is Protect Torkoal. Conkeldurr might also actually probably outspeeds us. It should outspeed us, so this is still really close. Okay, no Protect though, which is huge. It's good damage from Flare Blitz as well. I'm sure you're max knuckling here, right? Okay, Gastrodon outspeeds Conkeldurr. Then I think we're fine. Because this is the last turn of Dynamax for my opponent's end, so you probably just max Knuckle. But with the 2 special defense drops, I think Gastrodon should win this. There's max Knuckle. Yep. Should go into Incineroar. Yep. I was thinking about parting shotting there just for the attack decrease, but I didn't think that was worth it. This is still really scary, actually. I mean, Dynamax ends. It's at -2 special defense. There's still obviously multiple turns of Sun. There's no reason to muddy water. So I think I protect Gastrodon obviously this turn. It's just how much does Conkeldurr heal back from a Drain Punch, because it is at +1 attack, but -2 special defense. We obviously protect here just to stall out, and then go for Earth Power. And hope that Earth Power from -2 special defense Conkeldurr KOs. I don't know the roll on that. And the question is also, does +1 Drain Punch from Guts burnt Conkeldurr plus Mach Punch KO? I honestly think yes, so... Alright, I'm gonna Earth Power. I really don't know the roll on this. I feel like it might survive with just a little bit of HP, but we're about to find out. Earth Power comes out! Nice. Okay, beautiful. Cool, really good set of games today. Overall, I'm pretty happy about all of those. Ran into some really interesting stuff. This game definitely did not see the Brutal Swing coming off, but, you know, once again, like, my opponent's team did not look super well equipped to do with Gastrodon, and once we Dynamax Incineroar, we were actually able to do a lot of damage, so featured a lot of cool things on this team, like the Dynamax Incineroar, like the Dynamax Decidueye. I think Gastrodon, like I said, could have Dynamaxed in this game as well, but I wanted to bring Decidueye. Unfortunately, didn't do very much for us in this game, but still a really, really fun set of games, and a nice way to kick off the brand new season. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. If you enjoyed, please show support by leaving a like. Let me know how you did in the past ranked season. Go follow me on Twitch. Go check out that Dynamax Pokemon article, and I'll see you guys real soon. All right, peace.